For this lesson, we'll be learning the second part of the two-part session. Now we'll be having the change of coordinate system. So the polar coordinates, if you can recall this, in terms of r and theta of a point are related to the rectangular coordinates with the following formulas. X is equal to r cosine theta, and y is equal to r sine theta. Because if you can recall, if we, for example, have a certain point here, point P, X, Y, di ba? What happens is that you can see that this one, with respect to theta, I can say that this is your Y, this would be your X, and that's your point P. This one would then be your radius. If this is for example, if that's a circle, if that would be your circle, and then what happens is that in order to translate from x and y, r squared is equal to x squared plus y squared because using the circle. And then using tangent theta is equal to y over x, you can say x is r cosine theta and y equals r sine theta. Or simply, if I would look at sine theta, that's simply y over r. Cosine theta, that is x over r. That's why you have the x is r cosine theta, y is r sine theta. So using the polar coordinates to describe each region shown in the figure. So the region R is a quarter of a circle. For example, in here, that's a quarter of a circle of radius 2. It can be described in polar coordinates as, so that means R, the region, in terms of R and theta. So the R would be from 0 up to 2 because the radius of a quarter circle is always the same. It does not change. It's always from 0 to 2. And then in terms of theta, the angle would be from 0 up to 90 degrees. That's why you can see here the theta is from 0 up to 90. In this case, there are two circles. So the region R consists of all points between the concentric circles of radii 1 and 3. So you can see here the small circle has radius of 1. The big circle has radius of 3. But you're being asked what is the region of the shaded portion. So you can see that the radius is from 1 up to 3. That means inside from 0 to 1, it's not present. And then what's the angle in which it is present? It should be from 0 up to 2 pi, the whole circle. And lastly, for the cardioid here, what's the radius? The radius, you can solve that here. It is from 0 to 3 plus 3 sine theta. And where is it present? From 0 up to 2 pi. So for example, let's go to this one. If you have a certain shaded region here, wherein you have angle theta 1 is situated here, and theta 2 is situated here, how do you solve for the region here? The region for this one would be from, because it's a part of like a concentric circle, radius 1 and radius 2. This is the delta R. You can see that the region is present between R1 and R2. That's why in this case, you can see from R1 up to R2, and then the angle in which it is present is from theta 1 up to theta 2. That's the delta theta. So this one, the region, is now in terms of R and theta. So how do we change again from rectangular to polar, as stated here. This is a plane region in terms of functions of x and y. Now we will change it to a function of r cosine theta, r sine theta, and then the dA would be r dr d theta. All the time, it is in this order. All the time, it has an r there, not just dr and d theta. And then since it's a double integral, the first set of limits is corresponding to the dr, and then the outer limits corresponds to d theta. So for example, this one, I already taught you that how do we solve for the region? The region is from G1 to G2, and then what's the angle? From alpha to beta. In this case, R1 to R2, from H1 up to H2. So again, in summary, if you have a certain point XY in here, you can translate that into its polar coordinate counterpart. How? Using the triangle X, Y, and then this would be the radius. Using the Pythagorean identity, because that would be a right triangle, x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared using the Pythagorean theorem, and the basic trigonometric functions, wherein sine theta would be y over r, opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine theta is x over r, adjacent, all over hypotenuse. So transposing or isolating y, you'll get this. Isolating x, you'll get this. So we would like to change that from its rectangular to polar coordinate system. So in polar coordinates, this one or this one, whichever the order is, would be changed into r dr d theta for the given region. So let's try solving. With respect to y, x would be constant. If it's with respect to y and x is constant, that means if u is x squared plus y squared, du would be 2y dy. We don't have that. So that means this one not integrable in that order, right? So this is the first trial. The second trial, if it's with respect to, you might say, let's try to invert the order. With respect to x, where y is constant, if u is x squared plus y squared, and y is the constant one, du would be 2x dx. And again, we don't have x at the bottom. So here, again, you cannot do that. So next, what if change of coordinate system? Meaning, we change from rectangular to polar, right? So how do we do that? First, let's look at the limits. The limits that were given to us are with respect to y, and then after that with respect to x. So y is 0 up to y is equal to the square root of 1 minus x squared. And then x is equal to 0 up to x is equal to 1. So if we are to draw that, we are to draw the limits. It says y equals 0. It's here. It is actually the x-axis. Up to y is square root of 1 minus x squared. So with that, it's actually a semicircle. Here, from this point going up is your y, and then your x is from 0, x is 0, up until x is 1. So with this, I'd be able to say that my shaded portion is this one only. It does not include the left side. So I have to be able to draw my element. My element would be like a wedge, like a slice of a pizza. So let's shade this portion. Okay. And then we have to draw the representative small element, this one. The thickness would be dr. And then here, the thickness of the yellow would be d theta. So the movement will always be dr first, and then it's followed by d theta. Again, let's just write this one. That one has the equation square root of 1 minus x squared. So with this, if it is to become the function of r and theta, take note, x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared all the time. X is equal to r cosine theta. Y is equal to r sine theta. I'm just rewriting here. And then the integral would all the time be r dr d theta. So now let's look. In the given, you have an x squared plus y squared as the exponent of e. So with that, I can say that x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. The exponent becomes an r squared. And then look at the limits. It starts with r followed by theta, right? So let's look at r1 and r2, theta 1 and theta 2. The r1 starts from the inside, starts from 0 up until, isn't it that the radius of the circle is always equal to 1? This is a quarter circle. And then the shaded portion, the whole shaded portion, starts from x-axis or the y equals 0 up until the y-axis. So it's 90 degrees. I can say that this one from 0 up to pi over 2. So we need to solve this. Let us rewrite the problem. 0 to pi over 2, and this is 0 to 1 of what? E to the r squared r dr d theta. So let's go to the first integration. The first would be this one. So it's still a multiple integral. For the first one, it's with respect to r. So that means any other variables should be considered as a constant. So for the u, r squared, the du is 2r dr. So we already have the r dr here. All we need is 2. We need a 1/2. So it's integrable. Let's just rewrite this. 1/2 from 0 to 1 e to the r squared 2r dr. This would be integrable. This is simply 1/2 e to the r squared from 0 to 1. So solving this, 1/2 e to the 1 minus e to the 0 is simply 1/2 e minus 1. But then we're not yet finished. This is the preliminary answer. That's the first one. We have to integrate that from 0 up to pi over 2. 1/2 e minus 1 d theta. So that means all of these are constants, right? I can bring out the whole constant, 1/2 quantity e minus 1 from 0 to pi over 2 of d theta. So that's 1/2 e minus 1 theta from 0 to pi over 2. 1/2 e minus 1 of pi over 2 minus 0, or simply pi over 4 e minus 1 would be your final answer, number 2. So let's try the same. The first one, with respect to x. The next one is with respect to y. So for the first one, I'll just write it here. With respect to x, if the u is x squared plus y squared at the bottom, where n is negative 5 over 2, you'd say that du, if it's with respect to x, y would be constant. That means this has to be 2x dx. I do not have an x on top. I have an x to the 6. So it's more than what I need. I cannot have that as well. Why? I cannot bring out the x to the 5. Number 2, if it's with respect to y, where x is constant, here, y is constant. Still the same. U squared, u is equal to x squared plus y squared. N is equal to negative 5 halves. In here, you'll have 2y, du is 2y, dy. Still, you cannot supply the y. So maybe we can do change of coordinate system. So let's try change of coordinates. All right. So if we're changing the coordinates, let's plot the limit. So first limit, limit for x is equal to y, up until x is equal to 1, y equals 0, y equals 1. So when we draw that, x is equal to y, up to x is equal to 1, y equals 0, up to y equals 1. So this one is 1, 1. This intersection is 0, 0. So it should be the lower portion because it's from x equals y, the line, up to x equals 1. This line here, x equals 1. Y equals 0, up to y equals 1. So it should be the lower triangle. So again, we should always draw our element, always a wedge. So if we have the wedge in here, and then draw our radius element. So this would be our dr, and the yellow one is our d theta. So that means the integral, we have to rewrite the integral. But let's go to r first, the limits for r and the limits of theta. R1 and R2, theta 1 up to theta 2. R1, we know that R1, the red, would start from the origin. That means we don't have a problem. It's always equal to 0. But we have a problem when it's this line because the red will be touching x equals 1. So what is x, guys? X equals 1 is actually, isn't it that x is r cosine theta? Therefore, r is 1 over cosine theta Therefore, r is equal to secant theta. So R2 would then be equal to secant theta. That one there is actually this one. Now for theta, it starts from the x-axis. So it starts from 0. And then since x is equal to y, you might say it's equal to 45. But is it really 45 degrees pi over 4? Is it really? Let's check. Theta. When x is equal to y, take note that x is equal to r cosine theta. Y is r sine theta. If we divide everything by r cosine theta, I can see that 1 is equal to tangent theta. When is 1 tangent theta equal to? When theta is equal to pi over 4. So that means here, you have this as the limits of r, this as the limits of theta. So if I were to rewrite the function in terms of r and theta, so r dr d theta, that's x raised to 6. So ang x raised to 6, since take note that x is equal to r cosine theta, y equals r sine theta, and that x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. So x raised to 6 is r to the 6 cosine to the 6 theta. And then x squared plus y squared is r squared raised to 5 halves, right? So the first set of limits are limits of r. So the radius is from 0 up to secant theta. The next set of limits are for the theta from 0 up to pi over 4. Now let's try canceling out what we can cancel. So when you try canceling this out, this one becomes r squared cosine 6 theta dr and d theta with respect to r. If it's with respect to r, theta is constant. So that means everything that has theta would be considered constant. I'll bring it out. Cosine to the 6 theta from 0 to secant theta of r squared dr. So when I integrate this one, cosine to the 6 theta of r cubed over 3 from 0 to secant theta. Let's bring out the 1/3. We don't need that. 1/3 cosine to the 6. Since it's r cubed, I can say secant cube theta minus 0, or 1/3 secant cube and cosine to the 6. That's going to be cosine cube of theta. So we have this as your initial answer for the first integration. We'll still have to integrate that with respect to theta. From 0 to pi over 4 of 1/3 cosine to the 3rd theta d theta. All we can bring out is the 1/3. And then this one is what you call trigonometric transformation. If you can recall your integration techniques, in integration techniques, you can split this as cosine theta and 1 minus sine squared theta, split that as cosine theta and cosine squared theta, where cosine squared theta becomes 1 minus sine squared theta. So let's try to distribute. This becomes 1/3 from 0 to pi over 4 of cosine theta minus sine squared theta cosine theta d theta. For the first one, we don't have a problem. The integral of cosine is simply sine. For the next one, if u sine theta n is equal to 2, the du is cosine theta d theta. I have all the parts here. So this is the power of sine minus sine to the 3 over 3 coming from 0 to pi over 4. So let's plug in 1/3. Sine of pi over 4 is the square root of 2 over 2 minus square root of 2 over 2 cube over 3 minus sine of 0 is 0. Sine cube of 0 is 0. So this is simply 1/3 of square root of 2 over 2 minus this one would be 2 square root of 2 over 8 times 3. So this one, we'll just be able to cancel that as 1, and this is 4. So 1/3, 12, 6 minus 1. That's 5 square root of 2 over 12, or simply 5 square root of 2 over 36 would be your final answer. So for number 3, in this case, let's try with respect to y. If it's with respect to y, meaning x is constant, if u is equal to x squared plus y squared, n is equal to 1/2 for the square root, du would be 2y dy. You don't have a y here. So what if we invert the order? In this case, if the order is dx dy, meaning y would be constant now. In that case, you need to have a 2x dx outside, but what you have is more than what you need. You have an x squared. So here, the inversion of order will not work, in terms of y or in terms of x. So we should try change of coordinate system. Again, what are these limits? The limits are for letter y from 0 up to the square root of a squared minus x squared. So that's a semicircle. And then x is 0 up to x equals a. It's just going to a line. So the figure would be this one. From the horizontal blue line up to the semicircle, and then the vertical blue line of the left up to the vertical blue line on the right. So the shaded portion is the one shaded by yellow. So let's draw the slice, the pizza slice in here. So the slice would have dr thickness for the radius, and then d theta thickness for the angle. So what would be the new limits and what would be the new equation? Since that's x squared and x is equal to r cosine theta, that's going to be r squared cosine squared theta. The whole thing in here, x squared plus y squared becomes r squared. But then applying the square root, that's just r. And then as I said, whatever the order is, even if it's dx dy or dy dx, when it's changed into its polar coordinates, it's going to be r dr d theta. It's always in this order. Now, look at the red portion in the wedge. Starts from the origin, which is 0, up to all the time the radius here for the semicircle, or let's just consider the quarter circle, the radius is equal to a. So from 0 up to a. And then the shaded portion is from the x-axis up to the y-axis. I can say that's 90 degrees. So from 0 up to 90. So here, let's just combine what we can combine. That's going to be r and r to the 4. So r squared and then the 2 r's. Cosine squared theta dr d theta. Since it's with respect to r first, we don't need cosine squared theta. Let's integrate r to the 4th. It's going to be r to the 5th over 5 from 0 to a. But then here, the whole thing becomes a constant. Since this is a constant, I can bring that out and then integrate the cosine squared. Again, you cannot just integrate this. You can apply some of the trigonometric properties. In this case, what's being applied is the Wallis formula. Basic Wallis. Don't forget that. So since cosine squared and then there's no sine, we can see that this is purely even. Therefore, a to the 5th pi and then over 20. That would be your final answer. And then there's another one in here. X is 4y over 3 up to x equals 1. Y equals 0 up to y equals 3/4. Because you know you cannot integrate this even if you invert the order. So you had to change the coordinates. So let's draw this. This one when drawn, it's like this. It's a line up to x equals 1. So it's this one, x equals 1, and then 0 to 3/4. So this one is the intersection, 1 and 3/4. It's the lower triangle. What's the new limits? The new limits would be from this portion up to x equals 1, right? That's as basically what I have solved earlier. From this portion up to x equals 1, when x equals 1, r cosine theta becomes equal to 1. So r is secant theta. Now, in this case, for the angle now, it's from 0 up to, we don't know what this angle is. But what we know is that this one has the equation of y equals 3/4 x, or x equals 4y over 3. So what we do is this. When we crisscross, 3x becomes equal to 4y. And then we know that x is r cosine theta, y is r sine theta. Let's just divide everything by cosine. So you can say tangent theta is 3 over 4. Therefore, the theta is simply arctangent of 3/4. So when you rewrite this, and then in here, after the first integration, you can see that where will you plug in the 0 and secant theta? Basically, since you integrated with respect to r, whatever r there is, you'll just plug in the secant here. And then integrate that with respect to theta sub 2 is arctan 3/4. That's the second limit or the upper limit here. Integral from 0 to y and then 0 to 1 of y squared dx dy all over x squared plus y squared quantity 3/2. So you're already given the answer square root of 2 over 2. So let's try this first with respect to x and then with respect to y. So integrating with respect to x, that means y is constant. If y is constant, you have to have 2x dx on top, but you don't have that. If with respect to y, x should be constant. If x is constant, you have to have 2y dy on top. What you have is more, it's y squared. So this one is not integrable for both. So what can we do? Maybe what we can do is change of coordinate system. When we change coordinates, it's important again to look at the limits. The limits are x is 0 up to x equals y is 0, y equals 1. So let's draw those. X is 0, so it's this one, up to x equals y. And then y is 0 up to y equals 1. So we know that it's the upper triangle. So let's just draw this. This would be the wedge. And then let's just draw the angle. This one, again, is dr. And then for the wedge, this is your d theta. Let's just label the parts. That's x equals 0, y equals 0, y equals 1. So we know that when we integrate, this has to be from R1 to R2, theta 1 up to theta 2. We know that inside radius, there's no problem. That's equal to 0. The outer radius that this reaches is y equals 1. So when y equals 1, it's now r sine theta is equal to 1. R is 1 over sine theta or cosecant theta. So I can say, I'll just write the cosecant theta here. And then the angles, we know that the first angle is from, basing it from this one. It's going to be from 45 degrees up until 90 degrees. The first would be from 0 to cosecant theta. The next would be from pi over 4 up to pi over 2. Now, y squared. If it's y squared, it's r squared sine squared theta. And then dx dy, it's going to be r dr d theta all over x squared plus y squared 3 halves. So that's r squared raised to 3 halves. So for this is going to be r cubed. So the whole r just cancels out. Since you are integrating with respect to r, this is theta, we can just bring it out. So sine squared theta, integral from 0 to cosecant theta dr, that's the first integration. So sine squared theta, r from 0 to cosecant theta, sine squared theta, cosecant theta minus 0, it just cancels one of them. So the answer is sine of theta. Since we still need to integrate this sine of theta from pi over 4 to pi over 2 sine theta d theta This one would then be negative cosine of theta from pi over 4 to pi over 2. Let's bring out the negative sign. Cosine of pi over 2 is 0. Cosine of pi over 4 is square root of 2 over 2. So minus and negative. This one just gives us square root of 2 over 2, positive. So that's the final answer that we have here. We end the lesson with this.